everyone, how you doing? My name is Bilikis. Welcome to a brand new tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to fix a normal zipper. Looking at what I have here, can you see it's a normal zipper? I have two colors, so I'm contemplating on using a contrast color so as to enhance the visibility. So what I'll just do is this. I just have to cut out a back panel. Can you see that? The seam allowance for the zipper has been included. You can see I folded it already. So I'm going to teach you the easy steps, step by step, whereby you won't have a problem fixing a zipper anymore. And in case you are new to this channel, please make sure you subscribe by hitting the red button right down there. You see a tiny bell, just tap on it. It helps you get a notification each time we put up a video. You can follow me on Instagram, Bilikis Signatures. Our sewing group on Facebook is Sewing Innovations. I'll be waiting for you there. Now let me get the sewing machine, then we can get started. Now, the thread, a matching thread is already attached to the sewing machine. What I'll do next is this. This is the right side and this is the wrong side. So the first thing is to determine where I want the zipper to stop. So let me just assume I want the zipper to stop here. So this is where I want the zipper to stop. Then I'll be using this. I just hope it's visible enough. So now you have to take into consideration whatever seam allowance you left at the upper part. Either if you finish it with a bias strip or a facing. So you have to note. So now, for instance, I left half an inch. Now, looking at the zipper, I want this exact point here where the zipper ends to be at the top of the dress. And on the neckline, I meant by that. So what I'll do now is to measure from this point upward half an inch, because we will start sewing from there. So now from this point upward, half an inch to be somewhere around here. Can you see that? That means I will start sewing on the dress from that point I marked. So this excess will be cut off. Hope you understood that. Now let me set this aside. The first thing to do now is this. Remember I said this is the right side. Is to place the right side facing each other. This part which has the mark is the wrong side. Make sure everything matches well. Hope you can see that. Ideally, I should just pin it. Let me get my pins. So you follow this same process for any type of dress, blouse, whatsoever. You see that. Then I'll take to the sewing machine now. To start sewing from this point, I want the zipper to end from this point downward. So as I've said, from that point where I want the zipper to stop, first my needle goes into that point. Now the foot is not yet down because I want to note that point. Now the needle is there. I can now put this down. So first I can remove this pin. Then remember to lock it. That is that you back stitch to lock it. So that's all. Now you've seen that I've sewn it all down. On the right side, this is what it looks like. Can you see that? So what I'll do next is this. This is now on the wrong side. I'll now have to open this up with my pressing iron. Can you see that? So I'll just give it a good press, then show you as we continue. Looking at it now, this is what I have. The next thing now is to pin the zipper. So on the wrong side, this is what it will look like. This right side will be facing it this way, and remember we have to start from this point, so to make it easier. So what I will do is this: I will start pinning from this point. Can you see the mark of the chalk? That is the seam allowance I left for the neckline. So can you see, from that point I'll start pinning. You pin close to this part. Can you see that? Because we want it to be like this, exactly like this. Can you see? I started pinning from that point, and I can open up the zipper. Can you see that? Very close to the hand. Now for the last part, I'll just try to close up the zipper. And this will be somewhere. Later we'll have to trim this off. Can you see that? So you make sure this is somehow on the zipper at the end here. Can you see that? Then lay this up, and I'll now have to pin it at the lower part here. Can you see what I have here? So that's that. So now pinning the other one, this part has to overlap this part now. Can you see? Because after sewing the zipper, we want to have something like this. We want this part covering the zipper. We don't want it to show at all. So you want to have something like this. So what I'll do now is to start sewing from here. I'm going to leave this on pin so as not to affect this. So by the time I cross over to this part, then I can now use my fingers to adjust this while sewing it. Now to start sewing this, I'll just have to change to my zipper foot. So I'll just have to remove this. So depending on the side you want to sew first, so that depends on which side you use. So I'll have to move this here because I'm sewing the left side first. So now I have it fixed in. I want to adjust one. Good. So now first, before putting down the foot, I'll make sure my needle is in it so as to be so close to the zipper. Now it's in. Then I can remove this pin, the first one. Be careful with your pins. And I can lift the foot down, and I can start sewing it up. Don't forget to back stitch. Can you see that? Make sure it's very close to the zipper. That is the use of the zipper foot. Can you see that? So the seam allowance is still intact. I'll keep sewing. So if I'm so close to it, I'll now have to close the zipper itself. So first I'll make sure my needle is in it, then lift this up, and I'll have to close this gently. Can you see that? And I'll keep going until I get to this point. Can you see that? At this point, I can remove this and adjust with my fingers. Looking at it, this is the midpoint, is on the zipper. So just like above the first stitch at the starting point of this closed area, below the first stitch, that's where I'm going to stop. I'll just go 1 or 2 times. Can you see that? Then my pin will be in it. I will lift up the foot, turn it this way. So while turning it, make sure this very one overlaps this. Make sure it's covering the zipper. Do that carefully. Now have to cross over the zipper and then stop at the with your fingers. You can feel the end of the zipper itself here. So I'll now have to cross that just carefully. Can you see that? So this is the end of the zipper. I'll put in my needle, leave the foot, and I'll now have to turn it again. Hope you can see that. Then remember I told you I will adjust this with my fingers. Make sure it overlaps this so that by the time you sew it, this folded part will cover the zipper, because I don't want it to show at all. Let me see that. Then I can keep sewing with my fingers. I know where it is. Can you see this is the head? And the foot will always guide you. Can you see what I have? Can you see how neat and beautiful it is? So this was what I was talking about. So now I'm close to the edge. I'll just move as close as possible. Then put in my needle. My needle is in there. Lift up the foot. Then I'll now have to open up this zipper. Just do that gently, because I'm as close as possible, so it might not be so easy. So I'm just going to do that gently. So since I'm close as possible, so this is already overlapping this before I removed it, so it will still be intact till the edge. Then I will lock it up. Let me just show you the final look. So now I haven't trimmed off the thread. You can see that this will be trimmed off. So that's that. Then on the right side, this is what it looks like. Can you see it's covering it so well? The zipper is underneath the flap. Can you see? It's closed and so neat. This excess we left, we can't just trim that off. So that was the excess. So this, remember I told you I want the zipper to stop at this point. Then we left 1/2 inch for whatever facing or bias strip you want to use. So looking at it from the right side now. So now this will be exactly where the zipper will stop. So this 1/2 inch is for the neckline seam allowance. So let me just zip it up and then see it on how to fix a zipper. Can you see that? So beautiful on the right side. This is it on the wrong side. You can see so beautiful and neat. Now if my tutorial on how to fix a zipper has been helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share the link with your friends. I'll be waiting for you on our Facebook group Sewing Innovation, on Instagram Bilikis Signatures. In case you are interested in our online classes, the beginners class to the advanced classes. It's starting very soon. The beginners class is starting on Monday. So in case you are interested, I'll put the contact number in the description box below.